In this video, we'll be talking about Natal Aries moon in the 7th house and what this placement means for you when it is in your chart or for somebody else if you are watching for someone else. But with that being said, when the moon is in Aries, it is exalted. So this is an exalted planet being in the 7th house. For the most part, people that have the 7th house in Aries will actually all be Libras. But with this placement, you could also be a Virgo rising, and perhaps in some cases a Leo rising in a rare situation. But when you have the sun in the 7th house in Aries, this shows that you are somebody that identifies strongly with your relationships, because the sun is about ego, Aries is about identity. So your relationships and the people's lives that you're a part of on a formal level, whether that's a best friend or whether that's a significant other, a husband, a wife, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, those become a strong part of your identity. But also, this placement in general indicates somebody that identifies with others and is very relatable in a general sense. So that's the next thing about this placement is, since the sun is exalted, this shows that you're somebody that is confident, in this case, in your ability to deal with others, because the 7th house is all about our relationship to others and how we relate to others. It's all about being relatable. It's all about being charming or being able to see from the perspectives of others. So this placement shows that you are confident in your ability to deal with others because you are confident in your way of seeing things, especially because it is rational, balanced, or agreeable. So you have like a good social sense or like a good logical sense. You have a comparison type of mindset where you're able to balance out your reasoning. Like you're very reasonable. And so this leads you to be very confident in how you perceive things. And then this also leads you to be very relatable to others because of the way you express yourself in a manner that is always situationally correct. So the thing about this placement, though, is that when the sun is in the 7th house, this shows how we feel motivated because the sun shows our motivation, and the 7th house is about other people. So with this placement, sometimes you rely on the presence of others for motivation, or their presence, agreement, or actions can act as like a liability or like a psychological barrier to you being active, because the 7th house is about looking for agreement. So at times, this can act as a hindrance, and that's the only, hindrance that this placement faces. And that's just because the sun doesn't like to be in the 7th house. So finally, this placement shows somebody that is capable of being themselves within a relationship. So at times you get impatient, though, with others, especially in situations where you want them to catch on to social cues or psychological cues on your behalf. Because, the 7th house is very passive, aggressive. So with the sun being in Aries, this can show somebody that is hot-headed or that is more impulsive by nature. So sometimes this impulse can build up and you can gain impatience with others because they're not as relatable or as socially aware sometimes with certain people, or they just don't catch on to the cues that you give them. Now, ultimately, to sum up this placement, when you have this exalted sun in your 7th house, this just shows that you are so relatable just by being you. And you have a good social compass and rationale. So you are able to deal with others and navigate others just by being confident in your own rationale and in your way of seeing things. So hopefully that was insightful and that you guys enjoyed, and I appreciate you guys watching and supporting. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to this channel. And for natal chart readings, check the information in the description, where I have my Patreon, which is one way of getting a reading. And I also have my email for more specific inquiries. So other than that, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll talk to you guys sometime soon in another video. Peace.